What's good, Team H&K? So as of recently, everybody knows that the Epstein files have been on people's consciousness. Whether you care or not, I still think it's an important thing. Since, we created a bit of uproar and slight protest for the release of the files, it turns out that Attorney General AG Pam Bondi announces that the grand jury intends to release the files unsealed in court today, actually. So we'll see when that update is, but we're going to look at a few things and have a little conversation about it. Okay, so it says, based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony, subject to court approval. This scam perpetrated by the Democrats should end right now. And okay, we'll have to see what this scam is. How scammy is it? Is it scammy, or are they going to release something that's bullshit? I hope that it's not some bullshit that gets released and then we sit here like a bunch of idiots. Like, yo, they did it and it wasn't dope. So it turns out via the remarks, the U.S. House Senate chose to vote on releasing the files before they did, and the Republicans, a majority, chose to keep them a secret. Looks like we're getting what we wanted, right? What everybody asked for, what they campaigned for, complete transparency and showing us and telling us what they said, right? Like, we were like, okay, hey, they're going to be completely honest with us, right? And this is what is coming to fruition. So I'm glad that it's happening, because the transparency is, look, there's odds that this is not kind of the surface level news is not truly what is actually the problem. The problem could be something totally different, right? Whether that be transactional history, right? Banking information, intel, and other obfuscated people that are, why my face, that are the actual problem, right? But this right here is great, because it's at least I'm saying, hey, we hear you, okay, and we want the best for the people, okay? We're in a democracy, okay? It's Republican, but you still have to establish democracy, right? So also with the follow of this, it turns out that Trump actually has a disease. So apparently the president has it's been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency. Venous or venous? I'm assuming it's venous because of the preceded vowel. So it says that it's an insufficiency occurs when the legs veins fail to return to blood deficiency to the heart, often due to damaged valves, causing pooling, symptoms, swelling, pain, varicose veins, skin ulcers, common in adults. Trump's 2017-2025 diagnosis is minor per White House, treatable via comprehension or compression stocking exercise or procedure. So it seems like he'll be fine. Obviously, he has the best doctors in the world, so I don't think anybody's going to, is really worried. A lot of times, the president is actively thought the top tier of health, right? So even though people don't have Medicare or Medicaid, the president, he's got the best health. So it's right here, he was asked a question. It says every reporter it says asked whether he'll appoint a special counsel on Jeffrey Epstein. Trump responded, I have nothing to do with it. It says every reporter should be just keep asking about Epstein until he flips the fuck out on camera, right?
President Trump, would you consider appointing a special counsel to investigate the Jeffrey Epstein investigation?
I have nothing to do with it.
Okay, so he says that he has nothing to do with it. He's not on the list. All right, sorry about that. I have a cupcake now, and this one is of age. Okay, so right, he says he has nothing to do with it. So sure, okay, let's believe that. Okay, let's say the guy that we saw him with proactively, a lot of times they just don't know each other. Okay, so sure. Hey, I'll just, what? I'll just believe what I want to believe. Okay, I believe him. Okay, at this point, I believe him. Also, since then they signed in 2 bills the Crypto Genius Act and the Clarity Act, which is regulation of crypto. And I think that some people don't like it and some people do like it. Obviously, whenever you bring up anything basically around monetization or wealth, people are going to have a bit of uproar against it. And I think that if you like crypto, this is amazing. And if you don't like crypto, well, GG's. So a Congressman, Brad Sherman, says that Crypto Genius Act is an attack on working families. So let's see his consensus on what he believes is wrong with crypto, etc.
You don't have to be a genius to know that this bill is an attack on working families. That's why the AFL-CIO says no, and they are scoring it. You don't have to be a genius.
So he believes that this is a problem regulating crypto. Something that he brought forth is that it will compile a easier access to laundering, colored crimes, etc., drug cartels, scammers, gang members, trafficking, all that weird stuff could happen and make it a lot easier for people to, muddy the waters between using that as a transactional artifact. But speaking of artifacts, that doesn't matter because people use that. The argument makes no sense and it's completely disingenuous because people already do that. They launder through paintings. They launder through like fake Digimons, like people fake things, like NFTs are already a thing. Crypto's already a thing. We just want regulation of it. So I can just go to the store, use my crypto. Okay, I'll take an extra couple gas fees and just use that, and maybe I still get interest. It's not about, it's about the regulation because the decentralization of it allows people to be connected and have at least be able to use it day to day and be insured. So it's not that certain people can manipulate it the crypto market is manipulated, but certain people aren't as fictitious with it. Does that make sense? And I think that the reason why I say regulation of crypto is because if you're cutting Medicaid, if you're changing up the proportions of general taxation, right? So no tax on tips, etc., people are going to need expendable, distributed, liquid cash or money, right? And the only alternative for it to be free is through crypto. It's the only way it's like stocks are not, they're not it, because a lot of them are weird. A lot of them are like, crypto is like just letting the cage loose, basically. Yeah, there's going to be carnage, but there's already carnage. So why sit here and pretend as if like, oh, there's nothing going on? People aren't money laundering through paintings. People aren't money laundering through transactional, whatever the case may be. Okay. So I think that signing in this right here and sustainable energy is all we need for now. Then we have to focus on psychological operations, okay? What I mean is psyoping people back into complacency, whether that be, I think I'm going to cover this on my next video, but whether that be men and women, okay? So I think the next few videos are going to be women are running out of time and men forgot how to receive love. That's going to be probably the next two, okay? And that right there is effectively the problem as innocence, because money is not going to save everything, right? It's not going to save everything. And just the transparency between the files is not going to save everything. And energy is not going to save families, right? But it allows you to flow, right? So if the world is beating us on healthcare and all these other different things, they got crazy military power. We need to be beating them on energy. If we beat them on energy, we win. So, and advancements, right? Has technology that I've literally, like, I'm looking up tech that's in China. I'm just like, how do we have this? Do we even have this? I don't even know if we have it. Right? I feel like we have like play stuff, right? They have like the first like 6G Wi-Fi or something like that, or like 11G, something crazy. They have like some of the craziest internet of all time. It's like, it's insane over there. I don't even understand what they're doing over there in China. But with the release of Epstein files, at least we are getting transparency and they do care. I really wanted this to happen because I didn't want it to just be, oh, they're just gonna go across, not care, and then everyone's just gonna forget about it, etc. Some people are, right? But if there is something good on that list, I think it'll stick with people for a long time. Because I don't think you just sit here and be like, oh, and by the way, this is not a just, oh, and by the way. I think this holds the same weight of if the president was actively like, I don't know, something really bad. I didn't want to say what I think. Something really bad. I think it's to the same stature. So I proactively needed something. But yeah, that's kind of the update since last time. At least they're telling us, or at least saying that they're going to do something. And it looks like Trump is looking to allow Ghislaine Maxwell to be free. If he's going to allow her to be free, he's going to have to do some crazy stuff. Okay, he should be in a, because if he's like, okay, Ghislaine Maxwell, if she gives us enough evidence or credible source of real forensic evidence, she should be, maybe, you know, I guess you can consider that good behavior and maybe cut off a slither of time. I don't know about fully freeing her, or any sort of spirit capital either, but you know, we'll see. But it also says that Trump allegedly sent Jeffrey Epstein a lewd letter inside the outline of naked women for his 50th birthday. May every day be another wonderful secret. Okay, it says it isn't clear how the letter with Trump's signature was prepared. Inside the outline of the naked women was a typewritten note styled as an imaginary conversation between Trump and Epstein, written in third person. Voiceover. There must be, we're gonna do voices. There must be more life to this having everything. The note begins. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. I don't know what Jeffrey Epstein sounds like. Nor will I, since I also know what it is. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Yes, we do. Come to think of it, you must never age. Have you noticed that? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me that the last time I saw you. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret. Well, I guess there it is, right? There it is. So, unfortunately, that is our president. Or fortunately, however you look at it, depending on what side of the fence you're on. But hey, at least we're getting transparency, and they said they're going to release the file. So it's supposed to be released like today at some point. So we'll see. With that being said, that's it. That's the update. So Team H and K, hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you comment. Also, apparently 88% of the viewers of our last videos are all female. What is that? Apparently 88% of people who watch this are female. I didn't even know that. But whatever, okay? So with that being said, I'll see you all when you're older.